We have a drastic change of course. That appears to be the direction we're heading. But I do want to shed light on these two characters who are setting up the pro-Islam Independent Candidate Alliance. Let's start with Ahmed Yaqub, the former lawyer of the Manchester Airport defendants who claimed his clients in that situation were victims of an attempted assassination at the hands of police. This is Yaqub boasting how he worked to get another of his clients a soft sentence after dealing Class A drugs.
Heroin supplier receives only 8 months in custody and will be out of prison soon. Those are the type of headlines that you expect to see in Birmingham Mail after my client today received only 8 months for supplying Class A drugs. But they don't know the backstory that my client was actually being forced to sell drugs because of a death that he had got himself into.
Last year, Yaqub apologised for joking about domestic violence on a podcast where he said 70% of hell will be women. When another podcast guest said he would give a female a backhander, Yaqub replied, "Brother, are you saying that if she comes up in your personal space, you'll defend yourself?" And that's, of course, a reference to defence arguments employed by lawyers, which prompted laughter from all other guests on the podcast. And on that same podcast episode, Yaqub is seen laughing along when the man he created this new party with, Shakil Afsar, who I'll get onto in a second, said this.
Okay, you know, the other argument is, so if you don't like it here, go to your own country.
But why would we do that when our forefathers were instrumental in rebuilding this country after World War II? It was our grandfathers who worked in the factories 20 hours. It was our grandfathers who came here and run the infrastructure. It was our grandfathers who bought you the lovely curry, which is your national dish. So how can you tell us to go? We're not going nowhere. We are here to stay. Like I say, we're not here to take part. We're here to take over.
Last month, Yaqub is understood to have paid thousands of pounds in damages to a young teacher he accused online of being a racist. Cheryl Bennett faced hate mail, abuse and threats and also feared for her job after an online mob set on her following Yaqub's false accusations. Yaqub, who runs Morris Andrews' law firm in Birmingham, is said to be under investigation still by the Solicitors Regulation Authority over the incident, though no formal proceedings have yet been brought. Last year, Yaqub also retweeted this post about the Yemeni Houthi rebels. The long thread included detail about the Houthis, such as they love death as much as you love life, if not more. They are natural-born fighters. They obey all their leaders. Their only fear is punishment and the wrath of Allah if they fail to support the people of Palestine. Donald Trump, of course, last week prescribed the Houthis as foreign terrorists after their persistent attacks on US and Royal Navy ships in the Gulf of Aden. And just last week, Yaqub revealed he himself was detained by counter-terror police at the Channel Tunnel.
I was arrested for terrorism. The police searched my car, my phone was taken off me, and my laptop was taken off me.
He was released without arrest or charge. So what about the other guy who started the Independent Candidate Alliance with Yaqub? We just mentioned him briefly. His name is Shakil Afsar, and we caught a flavour of him just then. Last year, he suggested Israel's campaign in Gaza made them Nazis.
When I was in secondary school, I always wondered in my history lessons, how did a person like Hitler get away with massacring so barbarically so much innocent human life without anybody stopping him? I always wondered, how did this guy get away with doing such heinous things and nobody around the world stopped him? To be honest with you right now, I know exactly how he got away with it.
Afsar also thinks immigrants have made Britain what it is today.
I hope every British citizen will thank God for the immigrants who have come here and made this country what it is today. The surgeons, the cardiovascular doctors, the cardiovascular nurses, the people who have invested in businesses here, the members of parliament.
And he boasted about aiming to bring down the Labour Party piece by piece over, quote, the plight of his people.
Time has come for us to work even more vigorously for the plight of our people. This is only the beginning, and we must ensure that we bring the Labour Party down piece by piece.
So there we go. Make up your own minds about whether you think these two people should come within an inch of our parliament. They haven't yet registered their party with the Electoral Commission, but don't think it's not possible to see them soon wandering the corridors of power, because Yaqub narrowly lost out on becoming an MP last year. And these two are very clear and very focused on what they want to achieve.